take your trail hand and just make an L shape, just like so. From there, you're going to put your thumb into your sternum. You're going to get your left arm in the correct position, and my fingertips are lightly going to touch the inside of my biceps. So sort of where my bicep and tricep meet right in the middle.
Okay.
Now the key with this is if you're not turning your body, as you take your arm back, you're going to push that arm into your fingertips. And straight away you feel that pressure.
Yeah.
Does not feel comfortable at all. If you're a golfer who then starts to leave that arm behind or even get it stretched away from you, you can see how my thumb's been pulled out of my chest. So the key is you keep this distance away the whole time. Good. So it keeps that left arm in front of you. And it's not just the backswing drill. It's amazing for getting there, but it's also amazing for getting the club down in a good position and into the follow through. So it keeps your chest turning.
I love that. What's up, guys? In today's video, we've got the very frequently requested, the infamous how to keep the left arm straight video, but with a little bit of a twist today. We've got a drill that we've never done on our channel before. I think it's gonna really help you. A couple key concepts on how to keep that lead arm straight. To my right, Mr. Giles Gill. Appreciate you being out here.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Eric.
If you guys haven't seen our last video, we did one before. We're gonna do a couple videos together that you'll see here in the next couple of weeks. If you haven't checked out his channel, we'll put that in the first link down description down below. Awesome YouTube videos, online coaching that Giles does. Left arm straight. Now I've seen you do a couple videos on this that I thought were really, really good. Things that I talk about a lot with my students. Maybe that's why I think they're very good. But one key setup concept, really like what the main focus should be on the way back and through, and then we'll dig into that drill. But Giles, if you could start off with the setup priority with the lead arm, and then also maybe like why having the lead arm relatively straight is a good idea in the first place for a golf swing.
For sure. So the left arm is so important, as I sort of see it, as our anchor. It's the stabilizer to our golf swing. So if I was to hold the club up in front of me and just have it extended from my left shoulder down, and I was just to swing it around my body, you can see that it creates the width to my arc. As soon as I start to bend that arm, it's going to be really hard to control this club head. I'm going to top it, thin it, shank it, everything. So it kind of provides us with the anchor to our swing. Now, so many amateurs go wrong in the address position. I see golfers set up like this with the arm really bent. I see golfers get it too twisted over. That's your really strong grip, too twisted under. We see everything. So for me, I always like to go back to straight lines. I think straight lines are the easiest thing in golf.
Totally.
As soon as we start thinking of angles, it gets complicated, angles change. So a really nice way of finding the correct left arm positioning at address is I just like to hang my arm straight down like so. And I'll make a thumbs up sign. Now from here, I'll roughly twist it in. So I'm not moving my arm across. I'm just twisting it into about a 30 to 45 degree angle. You can kind of say, look, the more you twist it in, the stronger your grip's going to be. Let's say 45, nice easy number. Now from there, I'm going to bring the shaft into my hand just like so. And you can see my forearm and the shaft is in one straight line. Now, if you think about that in terms of controlling how wide this club is away from us, we've now preset a really good distance.
Yes.
So if we were to shift and rotate and do everything, we're going to take a beautiful divot. It's going to be easier to deliver it backwards sharply and control that club face. Beautiful.
A lot of students that struggle with the lead arm bending too much, I see struggle with the setup position that you just mentioned. It's one of those things where getting the setup correct doesn't guarantee success later on, but getting it incorrect almost certainly guarantees issues later on, if that makes sense. And so we're really just setting ourselves up for success on the way back. Before I hop in and we do some of the drills, one of the other concepts I like that you talk about that I do with my students a lot as well is, hey, on the backswing, we're trying to keep the lead arm relatively straight. It can have a little bit of bend to it. But instead of focusing on trying to lock that lead arm out, really focusing on potentially the trail arm and one key body motion that's going to go with it. Yeah, so I think if I just chuck two numbers at everybody, PGA Tour average is 0 degrees of arm bend of the dress, so it is dead straight. Okay. At the top of the backswing, it is 6 degrees of bend. So the key thing first is we're not locking the arm. The arm should stay actually pretty relaxed. I mean, grip pressure is going to change throughout the swing, but it should stay pretty relaxed. And I would like to say, right, if I was to turn my body, it's going to be so much easier for that arm to just naturally stay in the position that we want. Totally. Where golfers go wrong is one of two things. Either they don't turn their chest, so their swing would only get to there. So now they're going to go, right, well, I want to complete my swing. How am I going to do that? I'm going to do this motion. Or the second one is you do have good rotation, but your trail arm just starts to collapse. Yes. Now think of it this way. If my trail arm is as wide as possible,
so's my lead arm. If I start to bend that trail arm in, as much as I try and fight with that left arm, it's going to bend. So we can kind of go, okay, well, actually, sometimes by taking the emphasis off the left arm, just ensuring it's in a good position to address and focusing either on rotation or your trail arm, you're going to be in a great position.
Yeah, I love that, man. Let's flip-flop. When we make a backswing, and I kind of want you to guide me through this drill here in a second, making sure you rotate enough is probably like the first place to start.
For sure.
You know, if you're a golfer and the arm bends too much, certainly if you're not rotating, you're never going to be able to keep them fairly straight. And notice Giles said, you know, the arm's 6 degrees bent. It's not 90. Okay, it's not 0, right? 6 is only a couple from 0, so it's much closer to straight.
Much closer.
Than to bent. And actually, we've both talked about this before. We've had a lot of success by actually feeling the trail arm sort of pushing away, like the palm pushing away to the right.
Yeah.
By lengthening that right arm, the lead arm has no choice but to lengthen as well. And this is something I personally struggled with due to my lack of turning. And when I tried this drill, it felt really, really good for me. So maybe can you kind of guide us through how we do this drill with the hand on chest?
So I call this the L drill. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do,
you can hop in and then we'll flip.
The first thing I'll do is leave the club there because the club often is a distraction. So you're going to take your trail hand and just make an L shape, just like so. From there, you're going to put your thumb into your sternum. You're going to get your left arm in the correct position, and my fingertips are lightly going to touch the inside of my biceps. So sort of where my bicep and tricep meet right in the middle.
Okay.
Now the key with this is if you're not turning your body, as you take your arm back, you're going to push that arm into your fingertips. And straight away you feel that pressure. Does not feel comfortable at all. If you're a golfer who then starts to leave that arm behind or even get it stretched away from you, you can see how my thumb's been pulled out of my chest. So the key is you keep this distance away the whole time. So it keeps that left arm in front of you. And it's not just the backswing drill. It's amazing for getting there, but it's also amazing for getting the club down in a good position and into the follow through. So it keeps your chest turning.
I love that. And, you know, like we mentioned, we've done some different drills and such for this and trying to push the arm away, but never this drill. And I think this is an awesome, awesome, simple way to get a feel to make sure you turn and then sort of combining that with that trail arm with. So I'm going no club.
No club.
This is in
the sternum and in the edge of the bicep, we'll call it. And then feel like you keep that relationship the same throughout the whole swing.
Yeah.
And just notice when Eric's doing this, look at how much turn he's getting. It's not about creating this massive, massive overturn. Your backswing length is going to be what your backswing length is, but it's creating this compact backswing. Now, Eric, how many times do you get people coming to you saying, my swing's too long?
Yeah, right.
And if your arm's collapsing across and it's folding, you're always going to have a long swing.
Totally.
So it helps tighten up your swing, but it also helps you with your coordination, your synchronization on the way down. So it's honestly, as drills go, you don't need anything. You can just do this at home. You could do it in an airport, on an airplane, wherever you want to be, you can do this drill.
A couple minutes a day type of deal.
For sure.
I really like how simple it is in the feedback. So if I did no chest turn and just all arms, obviously, like you mentioned, my fingernails would go into my arm there.
Yeah.
That's not pleasant.
No.
And if I did some sort of disconnection or pulling in too much, it really gives me a good feel of like, oh, wow, hey, I have to actually turn and like move my chest and my sternum, my rib cage on both sides. And so if I were taking that, guys, and we're practicing that, obviously I want to take that feel with a club. I take my setup position. The lead arm we said is pretty straight and kind of turned about 45, like, and we're saying that you're looking like the inner part of the
inner
elbow.
Part of the bicep right there, the elbow is pointing off at that angle. A lot of golfers, if you twist it towards the camera, you see how straight away it makes the grip go too weak. And if you twist it towards the down the line view, you see how it just gets it way too strong. Yeah,
45's a really nice place to start with. And then you say sort of like the shaft and the arm are more in one line.
One straight line right there. So you can see straight lines are the easiest. We're not going to be too far back this way. That's a kind of slicey over the top pattern. Yep. And too far this way is a hook pattern.
Yep, very good. Love that. Hands inside the left thigh. Love that at the setup. So on the backswing, I'm feeling that same thing. I'm feeling that same motion. And I'm going to kind of combo that with a little bit of a palm away.
That trail arm. Now, the one thing I would say is Eric is, the American Superman over here.
Come on.
He's got some muscles. It's a heavy drill to do like this. Eric, why don't you show them a little bit of a user-friendly version?
This way?
Flip it over, left hand. And the one thing I would say is in this situation, if you use the logo on your glove as your club face, so as you come back down, if you come back and just touch my hand lightly, I want that logo to be pointing directly down towards the target.
Okay.
That's a great reference guide there. So this is user-friendly for junior golfers, senior golfers, everybody.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I really like the simplicity. I've never done this before. Like,
No.
I've never done this. I really like the simplicity of how that makes me ensure that I'm continuing to turn on both sides. And I'm not, the most flexible guy in the world either. All those muscles, obviously, I'm a little muscle bound. And so just to keep a feel of the turning. So I'm feeling left arm pretty straight, turn 45. I'm going to feel my sort of like I get the sense my shirt buttons, kind of rib cage are turning as I'm pushing the palm away. And then I'm turning my shirt buttons and rib cage and pushing the palm away on both sides. I just have a short iron here. Let me hit one sort of neutral with those feels. Left arm straight, turn 45. Turn, push away, turn, push away. Yeah, I mean, that's I know I say it a lot in these videos, but that's as solid as I'm going to hit my iron. And for me, who tends to sometimes not want to turn a lot and get a little bit over foldy with my trail arm, that probably looks pretty neutral, I would assume, when watching it on camera, but certainly for me feels like I'm making a noticeable effort to make sure my body keeps turning. And I'm also definitely feeling like my right arm is wider. And we're probably feeling wider to get, maybe somewhere close to 90-ish.
90 degrees is what we want to see.
But to get to 90, if you fold too much, probably feels like 170. It's got to feel very wide.
For sure.
Feel very wide. So left arm straight and turn 45. Chest turn, push away.
Beautiful.
Chest turn, push away. Certainly feels wider. The hands farther from my shoulder. Chest turn, push away. Chest turn, push away.
Beautiful. So there are 3 things I kind of want to pick up here. So number 1, Eric, if you do another swing for me, talk to me about how far that club head feels away from you. Does it feel like you've got a nice wide arc and it's going to be easy to get that club down to the ball, get that solid contact? Yeah,
it feels easier for me, Giles. I feel like it feels almost like a Steve Stricker to me, because I'm used to it feeling real narrow, like a V. Certainly feels wider, more easier to do.
Perfect. So that's point number 1. Point number 2 is when you are doing this, it is creating that compact golf swing, but can you still hit it a long way?
I mean, yes.
Well, the way that I want people to train this is if you flip that club back over again for me, place your thumb into your chest and the fingers there, do it now with some speed. Create that relationship and try and do it with some speed. Beautiful. So the faster you do that, you're creating that body speed right there. This body speed is, look at John Rahm. Very short, compact golf swing, but he's one of the longest hitters in the world, right?
Right.
And he's able to do that because he's using his big muscles correctly. And the third and final thing I'll say is when it comes to taking it to the course, pre-shot routine.
Yeah.
You could do it out on a golf course, really simple. There's a lot of drills we can't do out on the course, but this is one you can do it. Great for short game, great for wedges, for driver. It's great for everything. Yeah,
it's hard to find a place in golf where good setup alignment, good turn, and good width of the arms is bad, right? Yeah, those all feel really, really nice. And again, because I can really relate to this as someone who doesn't like to turn a lot and overfold, it's gonna feel in the beginning like you're turning, you're not used to moving your body that much. Not that it's hard to do, it's just different. And certainly the arm feels wider. So that feels really, really good. Awesome. I appreciate you as always. Lots of easy things with those drills with your arm straight. So if you're doing those and the arm's still overfolding, you probably don't need something different. You just need to do the things we talked about more, better, with some feedback. We're gonna put Giles' channel down below. Go check out his YouTube channel. Click that like button, subscribe if you haven't, leave us a comment. Appreciate you guys watching.